Good afternoon, folks. Trying to get on here right at 2 o'clock. Something interesting that did happen, which we're going to talk about in a little bit as we go into some GameStop earnings, is we got a big down moment, then we got a big up moment, okay? So the key thing here being this, and this is something that we can learn from a little bit, is this bar on this crossover wasn't necessarily negative, and another clarification of that would have been with NVIDIA. We can look over at the Qs and just see that never was able to cross over, so that is a big deal. All right, and when we look over at NVIDIA, that thing was wonky as heck, but it still did not cross over. It is very, very close. So we will see if that needs to roll over to go grab some buyers with that CPI, or if this 2 hour is going to keep going up and up and up. We will find out as the price action comes forward. We'll see what happens at the end of the day as we see a higher PCC, as the dollar has overall started to subside, I would say, saying the 2 hour might pull back. So with the signals that we're actually seeing here and in things like volatility dipping way down and able to curl back down, I believe right now on that 30-minute, we would say that the most likely thing going into tomorrow is positivity. Obviously that can all change with a piece of data, so you need to pay attention to the morning. If we look at Siri, yeah, we can go look at Siri real quick. Now, this is just going to be a major upside move, so I don't know what you really want to look at until the price action adjusts from, I believe someone's saying there's a split. If there was a split here, you have to wait till the price action really adjusts to do the technical analysis. There's not really any technical analysis to do for Siri, unfortunately, until we actually see the price action catch up. Now, was this actually a split, though? That's what I'm kind of wondering. Oh, the split off from Liberty Media. Okay. Yeah, split 1 to 10. Okay, cool. So there was the split there. Someone looking that up real quick for me. I appreciate that. We got to wait till the charts adjust. They will adjust eventually, kind of like NVIDIA did, right? NVIDIA now worth 100. It had to adjust, okay? So you have to wait till those charts to adjust. Sometimes it takes a day or so. For now, we're paying attention to the last hour of the day, seeing if NVIDIA does curl down on a 30-minute. That can be a big deal. But if we notice from this area, creating the cup, getting the handle, heading to the upside, that's overall what we're looking for, is that breakout moment for NVIDIA. The 30-minute is still curled up, hasn't curled down. The 2 hour is curled up. And if you want to look a little bit further, the 4 hour is about to curl up, right? So if you get a little bit more positivity here, we can see that 4 hour curl up. So that's what I'd be paying attention to as far as that goes. Now we have completed the divergences for Aapl, so you really want to see, is that 2 hour able to cross up? It is as of now, so still looking like a good reversal signal. Now this is down in negative territory, so that just has to flip back down on a 30-minute to be a bad sign. All right, doesn't mean you can't make another move down, right? We said we're going to break out, we move down. We say we're going to break out, we move down. We say we're going to break out. If that rolls over, we're probably going to bust down. SPY pushing up, yes, SPY pushing up, trying to break through that monthly, and it's really holding strong. Thank you, Maria, for the updates. NUE. New core. I like this signal, actually. I do like it. It's not, I mean, just because it is so steep here and you can see the price action almost got down to there, it's like, it's almost divergence, but it's not, but it's still a great signal on the 30-minute to see that 2 hour turn back around. Let's see what that 2 hour looks like. So I think if you get that 30-minute to cross back up, this 2 hour is going to reject, and most likely you will start to head to higher points. So that's something to pay attention to. And if we go into something like a daily chart, we can see that there is divergence there, and it's pretty damn significant. So I actually really like your choice of expiration as well. It gives you a lot of time. I actually like that max effort. Messing with my contracts. Yeah, if you get that daily to cross, I think that's pretty good. I like that play, Max. Great find. And it's still not even fully complete though, right? We need to pay attention to that 30-minute. We still need that confirmation, but I do like the overall play, and I'm kind of hoping for you that that momentum is really confirmed to the upside, and then you get that big follow-through move. But very good one to pay attention to. I like that look. Qs, we can go look at that. That never blipped down on the 30-minute and was able to cross back above the monthly expected move, heading towards the daily expected move. Something that I could see going forward is some kind of reaction to that weekly, and then we'll have to see what happens from there. Just remember on the 2-hour, in order to head higher, and this doesn't have to cross back down to see this, but if we're going to actually head higher, and this is bullish, so this is the overall bullish scenario, is we do something like this, right? We use this liquidity, we use that weekly range, we back off, we grab those buyers, we head to higher levels. That's what I think would be the best way to head higher. But at the same time, we have to pay attention to something bearish, right? We want to pay attention to two things at the same time. So if this would maybe get excited or maybe lackluster, maybe with a daily expected move in this area and then roll down, or even go to that weekly move and roll down, you still have to treat this like this price action has not happened yet. It hasn't. So you have to treat it like this could go to higher levels and then cross back down and make that stronger base. Bulls will get complacent, and I think you have a moment of time where are we going to get those bulls complacent now, because we do have the higher PCC levels and dollar that looks like it might pull back, so you actually could see that little mini squeeze. And then I'd be really worried if this happened. If the 2-hour started to explode, we went up to higher levels, you'd say, oh my gosh, maybe that daily style is going to cross up, and then it just starts to fade and fade and fade. And I think that would be a bad sign. If you just went like that, you get too excited, you can go test that breakdown area way up here, get really excited, and then just falter. So I'm not looking forward to something like that, but it can happen. It would just mean for NVIDIA, it's like kind of like NVIDIA. If it gets excited, 112 is pretty much as high up as it should get. So if it gets really excited and gets to there are sellers lurking here. You're kind of hoping for that structure to head higher, cup and handle type thing with that gap. But for the most part, you would say that's really excited. Is it positive or is it curling down into negative? Well, even at this point here, it would be curling down into negative territory, in my opinion. So we'll see as the price action develops. I think you're right in saying that, Rupesh, and I think that's why. And the reason that you're going like this, rally without retest, is I think because people are still trying to short the market before we get some data and things like that. Now, they're not necessarily, I'm not saying they're wrong. The dollar is bottoming. The dollar is bottoming, and I think the most likely scenario is we pop up, we create that 2-hour signal. I think that's the most likely scenario, and then this will be either the move to all-time highs for a trap or a lower high trap, in my opinion. And then I'd watch out for maybe October or September 18th if it adds up to there. We'll see. No, we haven't gone over Palantir. Palantir is just really excited to the upside. And so the reason I'm a little bit worried about this is because you're breaking through some trend lines here, some channeling, and then you're also outside of that that weekly expected move, and you are kind of trying to retest that weekly expected move. But for the most part, retail are a lot of people that are trading Palantir, so I'm a little bit worried about it. For the most part, just looking at the daily scale, we can see that crossed up. But look at that. If we kind of turn down, if we start to fade on this in any way, that could just turn down the next day, cross over on this MACD, and you got yourself a pretty much triple divergence on the RSI and a single divergence here on the MACD. So this is where I'd really be paying attention and saying, hey, this is overbought. We're maybe creating a divergence. That's a little bit freaky to me. So I overall think Palantir will at least pull back before heading higher than this, but we've seen crazier things happen. We kind of retested the breakout of that channel, so it's not necessarily a bad move. Of course, Chris. Let's see here. Tesla. Tesla still has the opportunity to go higher. Remember, paying attention to the hourly chart, able to curl up. So we're seeing if that is able to make another upside move into this area. And then you have to be aware of two things at the same time, right? Bullish and bearish scenarios, you just got to be ready to react. Double top is the bearish one, right? Double top's the bearish one. But in that same vein, you do have a cup that if you didn't fall enough and that curls back up, you actually can see some positivity, right? With a cup and handle. So I think you kind of have two setups here, one bearish, one bullish, and I just have to react. That's kind of how I see Tesla going forward. See if it can curl up on that monthly MACD too. It's good stuff. Mara did get that big move we were talking about. So Mara ending up getting the big move. We talked about the daily divergence on the MACD, and the reason we were talking about that was because Bitcoin about to cross up on its with divergence on the R side, divergence on the MACD at the same time. So this is why Mara is probably going to see upside. We mentioned that this morning, just saying, hey, just watch out if this thing curls up on a MACD, because it could end up all the way up towards like $24. Yeah, USO, I wanted to see that one as well, because we're seeing a lot of signals here from USO. I think it was it a 2 hour? I think it was a 30-minute chart maybe. Yeah, there it is. We failed the first divergence, then we go make a second point divergence. We're seeing if that can really turn things around and then turn back up this 2 hour chart, which it looks like RSI divergence is there. Very slight one if you're able to turn up on the 2 hour. Signs of weaknesses. Let me see. Airbnb. This one's going to struggle, man. This one's been struggling for a little while because, you know, a lot of people are having to sell their Airbnbs is what I overall think. Now, you could look at this price. It just doesn't look very good. You could pretty much drop down at any time if this wants to, you know, tell you, hey, I'm a cup and handle. Right now, the direction is down. You do see a little 30-minute divergence in here. I think you're correct in thinking that. But as the stock is dramatically down, are we expecting that reaction back up? That's kind of what we're looking for. So, oh, sorry, that's a 2 hour. On the 2 hour, if we look into it, like say a 30-minute though, you see the divergence on the RSI, not on the MACD at the same time. See how that's a little bit down? So that tells me, hey, this could be some kind of pop on the 2 hour that just ends up dropping back down. So what would I need to be aware of here? Well, if this is some kind of big elongated cup and handle, or maybe this is the handle already, then we would say the 2 hour is pointing down. That could be a bad sign. So I just don't think I would mess with this personally. That's just my personal thing. But everyone's going to do what they want to do. And you do have a daily that's kind of going up and up and up. We'll see if that can cross back down. Looking for a short one. I don't know if there really are any real good short opportunities just yet. I guess we have to kind of look at like 30-minute charts for a lot of these other stocks. Meta giving a pretty good signal here for the lower or higher low. Yeah, it's just hard to tell which direction that really wants to go. It's like it could see a big reaction up, but it also could just like continue that downside, right? The most likely thing is to continue the downside. So if you're short, I guess that makes sense. Just pay attention to any kind of reversal signals, which I don't think you're seeing the clearest ones. It's kind of wonky. Let the SPY rip. Let it rip. Come on. Come on, SPY. Come on, SPY. Well, you would say going into the rest of the week, we do gravitate towards weekly ranges a lot of the time. And this is a pretty bullish move. So if we get that good news, then boom, you're probably heading to that weekly expected move. I wonder if the daily expected move will be up in that area. We'll give that out in the video later on. Oh, someone texted me. Who texted me? Who is my mother? Okay, PCC still high, dollar looking like it might pull back. So I think positivity looks the most likely. Just curled down on the 30-minute again, making another point of divergence, but that thing's not turning back up just yet. 2 hour pointing down. Daily starting to point down. You might have yourself a little squeeze here soon. People get excited for the rate cuts. We shall see. We shall see. Weird thing is the Dow not positive, right? Kind of weird on that. But curling up on the 30 minutes, so just dip down a little bit lower, but curling up on the 30 minute or trying to. Yeah, so Palantir really looks like it's some kind of trap, or at least needs some kind of pullback. So we'll see what happens with that. But it's outside of a weekly expected move very early on still. And so 68% chance to drop back below that line. Where is that line, by the way? I don't have it on this chart here. Yeah, you got like $1, what, $1.50 or $1 you could drop from there. And if you bust back below that, that's not going to be a good sign. So positivity, looking for that 30 minute to really base out and then head higher, kind of curl up, right? Very basic, keep it going down to the center line and then curl back up. If you're going to experience negativity, probably the 2 hour is going to be able to pull down here. You're going to see a bigger drop, maybe towards that 31, 32 level, somewhere in there. Or, yeah, 32.50 to 31, I would say anywhere in there could experience some buying pressure. SMCI was interesting because it gave the rejection divergence and now kind of flagging in the shorter time frames. The cool thing with SMCI is the daily divergences that are showing here. Seeing it relatively flat, but not, I mean, slightly up there on the RSI. And then we do see slightly up on the MACD. So this can mean a big move for SMCI is coming if that daily can rotate up. And you do have a 2 hour signal behind it. The only weird one is NVIDIA does not have a 2 hour signal behind it. So SMCI does, NVIDIA does not. Just don't give us a blip by the end of the day, all right? Don't give us a blip. Who is watching the debate tonight? Anybody? How's it going, Wordy? How you doing? Did you get out on your NVIDIA play? No, I actually didn't. I actually said I'm going to manage this a little bit tighter to the belt and see if that 30 minute can cross. Pretty much I know the risk that I'm taking by going into tomorrow. I just wanted some exposure to upside just in case. Because I think they're going to set a trap here. I believe those PCC levels have been too high lately. Right? They've been high a lot of the time, more than they have been low. So I think if the market maker really wanted to mess with people, they'd send stocks higher. But I'm prepared, right? I'm prepared to manage that first thing in the morning. Or even by end of day, if I see a major downside move, I'll probably just manage the trade. I think 116 does look pretty likely. I like that 116 level. It kind of lines up directly with this gap, and then it gives the formation to go higher, right? It gives the formation to head higher. It'd be nice to see a big dramatic move that gets outside of a weekly range. It pulls down, and then next week we actually see that start to turn back up. I think this leading to this would look nice. So we'll see. And then Friday, maybe we start to base out on that 30 minute and curl back up. I think that's the bullish one, but still I'm going to treat this as bad because we don't have a 2 hour divergence underneath it, right? 2 hours still very negative. So I have to treat this like this could be bad and then look for the signal maybe in the future. So I have two scenarios here that I'm really paying attention to for NVIDIA. I hope one of them plays out so I can take a couple of plays on NVIDIA. Exactly, Amar. I think they do drop them just because you have to understand they expect it. They expect it. If they can expect it, they can prepare for it. They can fight down the stock, right? That's the whole point. Now, the only thing that can be a good thing with the earnings is if they give such good news that it's completely unexpectedly great news, that's where something can happen with those. But for the most part, you would say, hey, this thing crossed up on its MACD on a daily scale, and then the next day went down to 2.2%. That's just weird, right? You never see daily momentum behave like this, really. You just don't. It's very, very weird for daily momentum to turn up here and then just not see anything, and then turn up here and then just not see anything, and turn up right here with this very, very strong bar and then just not see anything. So I think you're running into another time where they expected this because there's a big E over here on GME. And so I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go on the monthly scale, we'll go on the weekly scale, we'll zoom out on this, and we'll give GameStop a little bit of juice. There you go. We'll put some of that juice on it. CPI's at 2.7. They might cut a little bit more. Sorry, we got to give it a lot. I expect it to come in pretty neutral, yes. The best way for them to manipulate the market is to keep it confusing or a little bit good. So a little bit down or even would make a lot of sense to me. Sorry, got to put, oh wait, someone laughed. Don't laugh at the Mayo, man. This thing works, I'm telling you. Did you like the new iPhone, by the way? I haven't looked into it at all. I'm just going to be honest. I haven't looked into it at all. I switched away from iPhone, and it's one of the best decisions I've made. I love my new phone. Let's see what happens. I really want to, okay, in the last 15 minutes, we're going to watch this. All right, in the last 15 minutes, we're going to watch this. I like that play setup, Just Joe. I think it's perfectly fine to make that decision. I think that's fine. I think you're seeing it kind of how I am in just a slightly different way. I think Palantir needs to back off in some way, and the fact that it's so excited, and the fact that we know that a bunch of retail does trade the stock, that is a big tool for them to just throw down into the ground. 30-minute divergence on IWM we can go check out. And there is one right here for GameStop, by the way. Don't ignore that. That's why the 2-hour is experiencing this, and we'll see if that can really curl down. That's going to be a big deal. So I'm going to look back at GameStop in about 15 minutes or so. Let me see here. What were we looking at? IWM, that's right. IWM, ooh, and it curled. That 2-hour looks like it wants to curl up. Oh, good spot. Very good spot. Now, this is not outside of a weekly range. My best plays are when it's outside of the weekly range, because that's unexpected, and then that turns back up. But this is something you can pay attention to. Maybe we see something crazy with the 2-hour able to turn up here. Now, that is very, very, very deep. So if you're going to see something good, that needs to cross up, but you have to be aware that could just fall back off over time. Maybe see some kind of divergence there. But I really like that 30-minute signal. That is, who found that? That's a great signal. Nazim, congratulations. That's a great signal to watch there. Now you feel pretty good, huh? 30-minute crossed up. You're seeing extended positivity crossed up on this strong bar. Now you're seeing a little bit more. Let's see if that 2-hour can take over. Oh, I think Netflix is extremely overpriced. More and more people getting rid of their Netflix accounts. More and more people. I don't own Netflix in any way, by the way, and I don't own Netflix, the actual product. I don't own that either. But curled up into positive territory on a 30-minute. So when you do get this little higher low, you want to pay attention again to the 2-hour, not just because, oh, we could go make a divergence to turn up a 2-hour, but higher lows do turn up that 2-hour, that 2-hour trying to see that upward move. This could head higher, right? It's a pretty much a competitor of AMC, so they really want these kinds of stocks to head higher. All right, so we'll see if it can break through, maybe retest and use that, or if it needs to break up, consolidate like we did over here, and then maybe experience a breakthrough. We'll see. For the most part, I think this would be just a daily, all right, pulling back. We'll see if that needs to pull back longer. If that pulls back a little bit longer, that would get nice and close to that center line, and you'd see a simple little swing trade. No iPhone, no Netflix. No thank you, no thank you. I'm good. No iPhone, no Netflix. I'm about to delete my Facebook account. God, life's going to be great. People are all staring at stocks all day, and I'm confident in my strategies enough that I actually went to the zoo for a little bit today. It was a good time. I'll have to, I took some pictures of my daughter. I'll have to show you guys some of those. Who wants to bring the camera back? Let's do that. Let's do a poll for fun before we get into this last 30 minutes here. Oh, whoops, I went to the wrong section. All right, let's do a poll. There you go. You playing the earnings call on GME after close? I mean, I bought myself a birthday present, which I just rolled over. So I rolled it over into this month. So I do have calls on AMC and GME. But I'm not putting a ton of money behind the trade, right? I'm just holding the stock. That's more the money that I'm putting in, and then I'm kind of going back and forth with it. Are you streaming the earnings? Yeah, I might watch some of the earnings, but we'll see. I got to see the timing. I still have my daughter. I still have a lot of stuff to do, but I might be able to hang out. And you guys, I might have to do some of my shoulder rehab during the stream, weirdly enough. So if we want to leave it on, though, I'm down for that. As long as it's in a timely fashion, that's the key thing, right? Yeah, I don't mind the Palantir play. A lot of people talk about Palantir. I think that could be something that's a bit of a trap there. But you never know with that stuff. That daily momentum's turning up, so I just pay attention. More so, it's like I'd give it a day to react, but hey, you guys make your decisions. I like it. That's fine. What's the target on Mara? I don't really have a target for Mara. For this guy here, I don't really have a target for it, but I would say if the daily is able to cross up, then probably over the next, I would say 30 days, you're most likely going to see this up towards $22 to $26, somewhere in that area right here. If it's able to get above that. SPY making some new highs on the day. Good stuff. Wait, what was it? IHI. I don't think I've ever looked at this guy before. Oh, medical devices. Okay. Trying to curl up on the 30-minute watch for that reversal signal, but this looks like a cup and handle almost to me. We'll think about with that wick there if it's really a cup and handle, but you can see how we're going up to that point, coming down, curling back up. So the daily scale, I'm assuming, is positive and rejecting. That can see more upside. You're not overbought yet. The only thing that's a little worrisome and what I would pay attention to is the monthly scale on this one. I know it's a longer out time frame, but if you're holding something like this for a very long time and you see that monthly turn back down with that lower one, I think I actually meant weekly. Yeah, weekly. So if you do experience that positivity, that's great. That's great, a little bit of positivity, but sometimes the first reaction to spread out these Bollinger Bands isn't correct, right? This will start to go like that, this will go like this. So if that reacts up, watch out for that weekly to turn back down. That's a bigger scale thing, but for the most part, that's what I would look at. Right now, you look like a 30-minute wants to cross up into positive territory. Just watch if that goes negative. SPY squeezing a little bit. All right, so coming down just a tiny bit here, but we see that PCC is still a little bit high. Like I said, most people thinking this is some bearish stuff going on into this. I still think the important one is NVIDIA, watching if that can cross down on a 30-minute chart. And then I'm going to click over to GME in the last 10 minutes or so. Oh my gosh, the zoo wore me out, man. I'm gonna go get my water real quick. I will be right back. Check out those courses, still 90% off down there. $150 to get both right now. Be right back. 2 seconds. Got myself a nice animal cup at the zoo for free refills. That's what's up. Oh, I gotta turn this thing off. Let's get that annoying stuff off the screen. Wasn't, oh my gosh, I was just gonna do something and I forgot. Q is about to hit up towards the daily expected move at the end of the day. That'd be almost 2 days in a row. We end at the daily expected move upside. Yesterday, ending directly on it right here. Today, maybe we end on it right here. That would be a level where we could back off and curl back up. It also would be a level where you could build up more on that 2 hour and then curl down and go back up. So there's a few bullish things. Bullish would be come up to this area, consolidate, break through, or skip that, consolidate, break through. The bearish one is still the 2 hour goes up a little bit more, goes up to that center line and then just fades. Something we can look for in this scenario, by the way, if this is going to be more of a big move down, is what if we do react up here, tomorrow we pull back, then we curl back up, and then on sometime next week we actually curl down and we have a 30-minute divergence here. That's something that I'll be paying attention to as well. Sure, Elias. Now give me the stock ticker. Lots, big lots, or just a lot? Because that 4 hour curls up, we might have an extended move here, but that would take us outside of the weekly. I think to turn up that, you might need 2 hour divergence still. Just some kind of little move like that can go a long way. But we'll see. It could just V-shape. We'll see what the dollar's doing. Dollar still remaining pretty flat here. Able to hold at higher levels, though. Not pulling back just yet. A lot of little divergences that say this 2 hours should be falling, but it's just not. So that means it can just pop off. Sig. Smoking cigs. For now, the 2 hour curling up for the swing trade would be nice, right? It would give you some kind of, I would say, higher low. I think the 4 hour signal might be a little bit better because it's closer to the center line. So if that 4 hour is able to turn up, I'm pretty confident to say we have a good shot to test that high, go make a new one. Little bit low on the MACD, just a little bit. So I'd be aware of any reversal signals during the move up, right? But overall, not looking too bad here. The only thing that I would say is earnings. Earnings is a 50-50 flip, okay? So anything can happen with earnings. That means I need to reduce my position size if I'm gonna take something here so I don't risk a bunch of money. If it sees a massive move and it benefits me, that's great. I can make plenty of money with a small amount of money. But if it makes a massive move in the wrong direction for my trade, then if I used a bunch of money, I would risk too much. So I would rather lose a little with potential to make a lot off a small amount than risk a lot and make $1 million, but also potentially cause myself some damage with my portfolio. It's kind of a weighing of risk to reward there. It's a 50-50 flip. I don't mind it, the curvature, I don't mind it at all. You have probably 30-minute divergence down at the low. Like, I get that. You see it, right? You see it, you see it, you see it. So it doesn't look bad. The only thing is you have earnings, so that's going to be a little bit rough. But you're seeing the signal before earnings, so you can make a little decision there. Maybe if it sees a big move, you can take some off of the table and then let a few contracts ride with the earnings and see if you get a little bit lucky, because really earnings is a lot of luck. It's a lot of, 50-50s, right? Oh, NEO, yeah, sorry, someone was asking about NEO as well. NEO really pumping here. So what I want to see from NEO is at least the 30 minutes pull back. That's happening, starting to head to the upside. We'll see. Maybe this is able to go like that, really get deep. I would really like this 30 minutes to get really deep and then curls up on the 30-minute. But for now, you did have the flatness and divergence at the high there for your RSI. That led to overall saying, hey, we need some kind of pullback. And that's what you're getting. If you're going to see more of a pullback, this 2 hour is going to cross. I would really like that 2 hour to cross as well. 2 hour swing trades are better than 30-minute ones. 30 minutes are very, very fast. 2 hour for volatility is still the signal to pay attention to. Just FYI. As far as volatility goes, you got some decent little divergences down here, and they're all popping up right now saying, hey, if that 30-minute turns up, that 2 hour is going to turn up. That could easily happen with something like GameStop earnings throwing something out there, or CPI in the morning. Wise words. Yeah, Elias, I appreciate you saying that, but that's just, you just got to treat earnings a little bit with respect, right? We got to respect it a little bit. M7 coming back saying the silver stack is growing, huh? I like it. Yeah, I've been acquiring some here and there, mainly just splitting it between a little bit of silver, a little bit of gold. I still think this could extend out for just a little bit longer, so I'm not trying to acquire too much. Now, if I see like things are going to abruptly, something is going to abruptly happen, then that's when I'll probably react and try to get in on some silver for the most part, because I think that's more undervalued than gold is right now. Speaking of gold, let's go talk about gold, because gold, seeing a little bit of upside here, trying to break through, getting to the high, giving you that, hey, I could cup and handle, or maybe I already cup and handled. Well, I would say this cup and handle kind of failed. Now we're trying to do some structure to head higher again, and we'll see if that can break through. But you notice that at the highs, what do we have here? Well, are we going to back off and curl back up? Are we going to break through? Or is this a double top? If this is a double top and this starts to curl down, I would just be ready to react, because that could be a double top and you could see that 2 hour rotate down. And I think the dollar has bottomed, which means kind of bad things for gold. Hey, that's facts, laws. Yeah, I think gold is in. So if you look at your cell phone down next to you, gold's in that, right? There's probably not a ton of silver in your phone, but there's gold in there. So just when you make it down to basics, I know you're talking about war stuff, but at the same time, if we just bring it down to basics, it's like, well, if everyone has a phone, gold's pretty important. There is a little bit of gold in every phone. Just barely. Am I getting this right? Let me go look at it. I'm down to look at it. 0.08. A lot of 2 hour divergence in here, and actually very drawn out. So very difficult one, because that thing's just heading down very, 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 very quick. So very difficult one. Still heading down. I don't think we've hit these levels before either, so it just continues to drop here. I need to see a green bar above all the moving averages to be convinced this can go back above $1, to be honest. That looks ugly. Yeah, JP Morgan was something I was looking at. JP Morgan's selling off. a little bit here. Not necessarily the best daily divergence, right? Kind of flat, actually up on the, so no real divergence here for JP Morgan. Looking like pullback is the most likely scenario. So I'm looking at a 4 hour. If that 4 hour can really build back, that'd be a good thing. But for now, just dropping off a cliff. So I don't necessarily want to be in that if there's some kind of weekly divergence. Uh-oh, there is weekly divergence, and it is very, very extreme on the RSI. So it kind of tells me watch out for this zone before we can actually get a bounce. That's what I think. Energy has been going down and down. This looks like it could possibly be a daily divergence. Yeah, you're trying to make that as a daily divergence, but it's just not working out. So energy looking like it's experiencing some pretty good weakness there. Only a divergence on the RSI, so any pop can have sellers above it. Heading into the last 15 minutes, we'll check back in on GME in a moment. Just notice the dollar is still overall positive, even though it's 0.02, it is positive. The only problem is, well, the PCC has been coming down a little bit, but I think people still need to get trapped a little harder than that, so we'll see. This can cause some kind of mini squeeze, but you're also seeing the rigged behavior behind it. That's why the video, I believe it was yesterday, we said, hey, this looks like some kind of little squeeze could happen that is also a trap. That would be freaky, freaky. Something to look at before we actually get into the yields tomorrow. TLT showing a little bit of a 30-minute divergence here, saying, hey, we've run out of steam a little bit. Obviously, that can change with some information tomorrow. But as we go look over at something like this, we want to look at that weekly expected move. Are we at it? We're pretty much about $1 away from it. Did we come tag it? We were about 50 cents away from tagging it. Everyone talking GME. So when everyone's talking GME and it's not popping, just know that the short sellers and market makers are paying attention to this moment. See, like these type of pictures are what you want to kind of stay away from on Twitter and those things, because this is just a made up trend line for the most part. This is a made up trend line for the most part. Just saying, that's just all made up. I wouldn't be following any technicals that look like that. That guy might be smart, maybe he knows something I don't, but at the same time, I'm like, that is not a trend line in any way, shape, or form. VIX back above 19 now with divergence. So VIX is posting some big 30-minute divergences before we actually get this information telling you, hey, I'm ready to pop tomorrow if we get some bad news. I wish trend lines worked like that. Just randomly create one with the day that you buy the stock and then see if it goes up. I'm going to try to hang out for GME earnings, mainly just to see the price action. That's all we care about. At the end of the day, the thing you care about, right, is the price action. Yes, you want the company to be doing better. Yes, you want them to make some good money moves. But at the end of the day, as a trader, you just want to see good price action. Okay, we got about 15 minutes left. Let's try to focus a little bit on GME and AMC for a moment. AMC not looking as bad either. That's interesting. We can pop over to Lucy. We haven't checked that today, so we'll check it. 30-minute looks like it might back off soon for Lucy. Do you have bigger momentum behind it? 2-hour tried to curl up. That's a good sign. Is daily momentum with you? Daily momentum trying to go positive here. I would say that's a good sign, actually. You've kind of spread out those Bollinger Bands. What I'd be paying attention to is a 2-hour rolling back down would mean bad things. Even a 30-minute rolling back down would mean overall a pullback can take place, right? We're a little bit further away from that center line, so a pullback can take place. Oh, I'm sure. Like, that's the funny thing is I bet it's more. Okay, so I know there's revenue and I know there's, you know, the 9 cents per share that you're pointing out, right? But for the most part, I think people are interested in seeing what moves they are making overall, not necessarily just like, are they making money right now, but are they actually making good moves with the cash that they have stocked up, right? I think that's what people are looking for. Is there a merger? Is there an acquisition? Is there something going on that's going to benefit the company in the long term? I think that's what serious people are looking for. Let's go look at silver. I haven't looked at that in a second. Good signal down here. Wow, 30-minute divergence leads to a 2-hour pop. Is it on the 2-hour as well? It is. This is great for silver. Silver looks like on the daily scale, it could turn up this MACD right now. Silver actually looks pretty good as an early moment to get in and manage the trade, right? Managing the trade is important. If that 30-minute rotates down, that's immediately bad. But so far, you've seen those basing out signals and they're playing out. So if you can make a good move, cross above this level, curl up that daily, that can be a great sign. 4 billion is a lot of options. What's up, Angel? How you doing? I don't think I have noticed that before, Angel. I don't think I know what that is exactly. Hold on, Toby. The old man's yelling again. He's grumpy. My wife had to go pick up her sister real quick, so Toby doesn't like when people open the door. EV battery that takes 32 ounces of silver to make. What? Sing. I want to know what a squeeze is. GME, I want you to show me. We'll see, guys. It'll be fun. And if it goes down, it won't be fun. Just know here, I mean, 30-minute curled down, so most likely action here for AMC is downside still. Down by that center line, GME, same thing. Curled over a 2-hour as of right now, so just a quick note, the 2-hour bar at the end of the day only has about 30 minutes in it, just so you're aware. So if you're getting that crossover at the end of the day, it doesn't necessarily mean the most. Yeah, I'll look into it. What's it called again? Let me go read that. Let me go read that a second time. Live person. Excuse me. Who voted ew, you ugly no? That's just rude. That is just rude, guys. We'll bring back the face cam. Maybe we'll bring back the face cam, especially if GME does something crazy. Maybe we'll bring back the face cam. Yeah, I do have the Google search up there, Angel, so I'm ready to look at that. That could happen, right? Close out of those positions at majorly low levels and then spikes up afterwards as they get better positions. That could happen. I could see that. That would make sense. You know, that's the funny thing about GameStop and AMC is like a lot of different takes do make sense. Like different takes can make sense of how this thing plays out. But for the most part, just chilling, holding the stock, chilling. Yeah, I'm not going to trade the silver stock. I'm just going to acquire the asset. Just good vibes here. That's great, Angel, and that's good. That's what we're looking for. Every once in a while, we get some crazy person in the chat we got to kind of put in their place, but for the most part, everyone that's here and commenting pretty frequently, very good, and I'm very happy to be growing this community with you guys. I think it's fantastic, and most of the growth is always dedicated to you guys because you're the ones who like the videos, you're the ones who watch the videos, and I think that's a fantastic thing. Yeah, and I'm still gonna slowly stack things until I see something crazy, and then I know to pull the trigger, right? But other than that, I'm not gonna sit there and like buy a ton right now and then be like sitting on it for a long time. I'm just going to slowly acquire it like I have been for a while. And then if I see some bad signals, like if we get a big trap like up here and then I see a daily signal, then I might actually make a big decision as far as silver and gold comes. Coinbase, really got to pay attention to that, Alexander. That's not a bad one to watch as we're seeing Bitcoin show a decent signal. And the thing you want to watch with this is just the daily to cross up. As you tried to make divergence, kind of fell too far down. But the reason that this could see good things is because of Bitcoin. Bitcoin could be crossing up this MACD come tomorrow, and then we end up breaking through, maybe trying to test this little zone in here. If we break through that zone, then you're looking at those all-time highs. If you can get past there, hey, you might see that extended move towards something like, I think we said what, 80,000 or something like that was what I was looking at. I think it was like 75 to 80,000. So Coinbase can benefit if Bitcoin benefits. I like it, M7. I might have to be friends with you. Might need some silver. M7, that's probably a smart move, right? I'm not saying it's a bad move. It's just, you know, people's situations might be a little bit different for the most part, but I'm ready to pull the trigger if I have to, M7, you know what I mean? All right, now we're starting to see something interesting in the last few minutes of the day. 7 minutes left in the day, and we're finally seeing just a touch of green. Wonder if a bunch of orders flow through at the end of the day. AMC still falling, GME actually still red. Dang it, it was green for a second. Palantir still only up 0.49, looking a little bit toppy there though. Like it needs at least a pullback. Problem is availability. That's facts. But as the world starts to struggle, a lot of people actually dump their silver into just pawn shops, weirdly enough. There's always a struggle period first where I believe people mostly get rid of their silver. And that we might have already been experiencing that over the last couple of years. I used to market for a pawn shop. That was one of my clients back in the day. They had their best quarter in their history when I marketed for them. That was a lot of fun. I liked marketing for a pawn shop. I thought it was very, very fun. I did a lot with jewelry. Vix, are you gonna give the signal? Nope. All right, the dollar has bottomed. The PCC is no longer in the put area, so this does mean we still have the opportunity for a rug pull with this CPI. Now, they might say it's because of the CPI, but we'll see going forward. Uh-oh, now we're getting some green. Where are you? Where are you? I'm searching. I can't go that far. No, we need it. We need it. I'm like SpongeBob. I need it. Where the frick does this thing keep going? I can't just like put it on my 30-minute chart. The heck? I'll just put it right next to the freaking price action so I can see it. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now we have the short time frame and the Mayo. Let's go. All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. Get in there. Come on. Come on. More Mayo. All right, close of the day, closing right at about 23.46 here in about, wait, nope. Sorry, the blue confused me for a second. I thought that was post-market. I was like, what? Wait, there's 4 minutes left. Oh my God, we could still skyrocket. No. We'll see. What's the PCC crossover level again? Usually 1 and 0.95 for the PCC upside. 1, 0.95, and then I like 0.8. Some people do 0.7 though. Some people do 0.7. All right, 2 minutes, 2.5. Also, John, if you ever delete anything, right, if I do this, I think if I do this, and then let's say I delete it, pretty sure I can hit Control Z and it pops back up. So just so you're aware, if you ever make a mistake on your chart, you delete a certain line, you don't want to draw it back up, or it was pretty important. If you accidentally delete something, Control Z, and it pops right back up. Just so you know. It's a good one. Hey, Scott, hey. I'll believe you, and I hope it does for you. AMD late day rally. Let's focus on this, and then I'll go look at AMD in a second here. 2 minutes. Actually, we can pop over. We can pop over. Big signal with the 2-hour cross up. Did the daily crosses up. That's what I'm saying. That looks pretty good. For now, waiting to see if we make the stronger base on the 2-hour. We already made it on the 30-minute a little bit for AMD, mostly with NVIDIA though. So we're just looking if things can cross up. AMC only down 1.4. Oh, watch if a 30-minute crosses. Oh my gosh, that would be crazy to cross at the end of the day. That is a 30-minute swing trade on the RSI crossing. We'll see what happens. But you might not see that cross up till the morning. If it's going to cross up. That's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Cam for a couple of minutes each day. We might just leave it on, right? We can bring the cam back. I just like how the stream's been functioning, but mainly just some, I don't know what's going on with my internet. Just the last month or so, it's been very hit or miss, I feel like. Get above 5. Everyone chants it in the chat. Get above 5. Get above 5. Get above 5. No? Okay. Never mind. I'm not good at setting trends. GME 400 pre-market, that would be kind of insane. Hey, I'm here for it. Didn't Russia already stockpile like the most gold and silver in any other country? $4.99 close, yeah, it's gonna be like perfect. Oh, $4.96. Oh, if you get above $5, you might cross. Oh gosh, is this gonna cross in the last second and be difficult? No, no, no. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh shit, 2, 1. Man, that was dramatic for a second though. GME just not seeing as much positivity. That's why we weren't focusing on it. Now we just got to wait for that earnings to come out. Hey, that's right. $100, you know, that's never gonna, you know, you can make $100. I'm talking about, you know, if you're trying to do $50,000, that might be a little different, right? $50,000 in calls might be a little bit risky. So, but hey, as long as you're using an amount that you feel comfortable with, that's overall what we've stated on this channel. Nobody sees the truth. They're using your analysis to really just ruin everyone. I'm just going to see if this volatility, because it does trade a little bit after hours, right? It does react. It gives you that reading after hours a little bit. I just want to see if there's some kind of little reaction here to curl up this MACD. Might pay attention to that for a minute. GME so far, a little bit of downside to start. Oh, see, that's what I'm saying, but that's a lot different, right? But that's why I said options, right? Stocks on X. It's a lot different to buy the stock than to have an option, because time's not necessarily your friend. If you know anything about the GME AMC problem, I'm assuming you do, just based on your name, I would say holding the stock is the ultimate way to hurt them in the end, and it costs pretty much nothing except opportunity cost to hold the stock. So that's what I've been doing, holding the stock, just chilling, and then playing some options at times. For the last couple months, I've been doing some YOLO options with small amounts because it was just so cheap. I was like, screw it, I don't even mind losing that amount. And then I just rolled it. Yeah, so we're kind of similar in this boat on GME and AMC. AMC, nice, holding at that high level, that's good. I like the stock, personally. I'd like to see how Ryan Cohen really flourishes, how they turn this into something. And I always said this, I said the way that they really flourish as a business is if GME and AMC teamed up together and AMC started holding those gaming competitions in theaters for local colleges and things like that. They could play in like a theater setting. I thought that would be really, really cool. And then at the same time, if they like sponsored a esports whole like organization or made their own organization with esports, I think that would be really cool too. But I think if they merged together, you could do some really cool things if you include a movie theater and gaming. It's just like perfect. But do I think that'll happen? Most likely not, but I did send an email to Roaring Kitty suggesting it in case he has a say in any of this. All right, let's go look over on this, make sure we're updated. Let's end the poll. Hey, more people called me ugly? That's just rude. No, I'm just kidding. I love you guys. All right, so we had 42 votes. Looks like people want to bring back the face cam, so we might bring back the face cam for tomorrow. How's that sound? Let me go over to here. Remember, we just want to see the reaction. Maybe we'll turn on some extended hours for fun here. Extended hours, 2 hour, probably hourly. Let's do 30-minute. We'll just stick it on a 30-minute here. Let's see what's going on. Breaking PS5 Pro is now out in November, $699.99 USD. Might have to get me one. I don't have a PlayStation. But also, I just game with my wife. That's what we do at night. We downloaded TFT for our phones because we notice whenever we hop on our computer, Ari wakes up and starts crying. We're like, how does she know? But she knows. Uh-oh. 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 Oh. 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 Just react all the time. Face cam the silver stack. Yeah, let me give Rob. Oh, I read about silver and then this happened. That's why. All right, let's see. Wait, there's hope. Wait, there's hope it stopped. Why is shut it down politics trending? I don't know what that means. What if someone was right in saying like this flashes down to 15 and then goes right back up? That'd be crazy to watch live. Remember, we're just mainly paying attention to the price action. That's why we're just looking at charts, right? We're keeping it simple, looking at charts. Get your barf bags ready. Oh, God. Yeah. Like I said, risking an amount of money that doesn't cause you to need a barf bag is probably a good idea with these type of stocks. Damn, that's kind of crazy. I didn't think of it that way, M7. Let's see what happens. We play a tune. If my headphones will connect, sometimes they don't connect, even though these are the nicest headphones I've ever gotten. My dad got them for me. His buddy makes in-home theaters, and they are amazing. I love them. Noise canceling, everything's good about them, but for some reason on my system, this new computer, they struggle to connect sometimes. Oh, they connected. Okay, you guys ready? Right before the earnings, should we listen to a song? Let me get demonetized real quick. Oh, shoot. I gotta switch. Ah, nope. Google account. I gotta switch accounts or else we're gonna hear ads. Screw ads. This song will play. This is not a good sign. All right, I got a song for you guys. You guys ready? It's good news, so they'll tank it. All right, you guys ready? All right, that's it. That's all I can do, or else I'll get like a strike or something. I've never gotten a strike before. I don't want to start now, but that was fun. That was fun. Let me see. I got another one for you. I gotta mute first and find the point. I'm still looking. Let's see here. GameStop reports net income of 14.8 million is what I'm seeing. Hold on. Oh, massive EPS beat. What? Okay, here we go. Let me get the news here so we're aware of it real quick. All right, let's read this second quarter review. If you guys want to read this thing together, here we go. September 10th, 2024. Okay, nothing really in there. Second quarter overview. Net sales were 0.798 billion for the second quarter compared to 1.164 billion in the prior year's second quarter. Selling general administrative expenses were 270.8 million or 33.9% of net sales for the second quarter compared to 322.5 million or 27.7% of net sales in the prior year's second quarter. Net income was 14.8 million for the second quarter compared to a net loss of 2.8 million for the prior year's second quarter. Wow, wait a second. That's a big difference. Net income 14.8 versus 2.8. Wow, that's a big difference. Cash equivalents and marketable securities were 4.204 billion at the close of the quarter. The company will not be holding a conference call today. Stockholders can review the company's Form 10-Q. Cautionary statement regarding forward-looking statements, safe harbor. Okay. So we'll see what happens with this bad boy. And a 4-cent per share increase. Let's go. Why is it not up 20% in net profit compared to net loss from prior year? Let's go. GameStop reported quarterly earnings of 0.04 per share, which beat the analyst consensus estimated of 0.01 by 500%. Huge beat, bouncing off of the VWAP. Here we go. Let's see if we could see this in some technicals. Let's hang out for a second. Like I said, I might have to be here with you guys, but also doing some of my shoulder rehab. I'm a busy guy. So just take that into consideration. I know I want to keep all my attention here, but you just might hear me, you know, doing my little rotator cuff stuff. We got to see if that momentum can be positive. Let's see if that aftermarket happens. All righty. Getting the rotator cuff going. God, that is that when. Oh, sorry. I'll turn. Man, don't dislocate both shoulders, guys. Do not dislocate both shoulders. That would be my best advice. Scam hours are still in the early phase. Yeah, we could see a lot by morning. They could even make it, push it down for until Friday, really convince people that it's bad. Ow. 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 AMC so far not really seeing the positivity. And GME not seeing it either, so I wouldn't say it's seeing the positivity just yet. A Roaring Kitty post? Yeah, he likes to post around 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time. So maybe a post like that, or a post tomorrow, or a post at the end of the week. We'll see. Mainly just a portfolio update would be nice, and just him saying, hey, I like it so far. I mean, that is a good thing, right? All right. All right, first set down. So since that first set, all right. Damn, I should have run an iron condor on it. The less, yeah, the less he reveals, the less they have. They don't know the exact amount that they need or something like that, but they're probably scouring through that data. But for the most part, you still need momentum to be on your side. So paying attention to what's going on in the morning will be important. See if that 30-minute can cross up, and that's good. The earnings report details are over at, if you need the website, news.gamestop.com is where I read through it. Hasn't been reported onto TradingView yet, but news.gamestop.com is where I read through the report. If you would like to read through it yourself. You would think AMC would do the same as GME, since the exact same type of buyers play both. Looking to Lambo, baby. I am in no way looking to Lambo. I do not want a Lamborghini, no thank you. Now, if you give it to me, I'll take it, and I will sell it immediately without touching it. And then maybe I'll do what M7's telling me. Buy a big buttload of silver. Yeah, we're looking at a major top that could take somewhere around 10 years to rebuild back to, if we even are able to rebuild back to it. You know, if we continue the debt system, that is, then you can rebuild back to it. If you don't continue the debt system, then it's a little different story, but most likely we'll stick with that debt system. So we'll see. Something real bad would have to happen for that to go away, which is possible these days. We'll see. The big thing is to know the situations and know how to react. Exactly how you do in charts is exactly what you should do in real life. Look at the situations, be ready to react. GME did report. You can go to news.gamestop.com to see that. And it looks like it came out at 0.04 per share and a... let me go look through again real quick. God dang it, I should really just keep this up. I keep doing this. And I'm pretty sure they had net profit as well, right? Of course, but we'll leave. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's like we have a point, but yeah, you know, if you kind of read through it, you'll see that 14.8 versus 2.8 is kind of crazy to me. No move, not yet. We have to kind of see. We have to wait and see, and most likely we'll see it as people digest the information more and more. I kind of like that they didn't give an earnings call, actually. I kind of like that. They're just like, here's the information, do with it what you will. And we'll see. That's, I mean, that's overall, I would say, a beat. And I think it's something that you haven't seen in a little while. There you go. There you go. Net, thank you for finding that, Ritesh. Net income is 1.9% compared to a negative 0.2% last year. That's great. That's actually insane. That's pretty damn good. Just gonna say it. Nothing really happening over with this guy. Look at that. Just about to confirm. Stop it. Don't do that. Stop it. Stop it, AMC. Bad. No. I'm a short seller. I want this. No. Just kidding. I'm not a short seller. I have calls on both. Weirdly enough, Just Joe, we have a GameStop in our mall that is right next to me. And yeah, I actually go there pretty frequently just to check stuff out for fun when I'm, you know, we need to go somewhere with baby girl. We'll actually go to GameStop, and every time we're in there, there's people getting stuff. I'm not saying it's a huge, massive amount of people, but there are people in there. No, I think that was part of the business plan, though, was to get rid of some low volume locations, right? That's part of the business plan. That's why I say the business plan is more important. Like, these numbers are cool, but the business plan, I think, is more important. Yeah, what about DJT? Let's see that after hours as well. Oh, nope, not that one. This on the daily scale was able to turn up. That's the big deal there. Really clamped down on, though. Really clamped down on for DJT. Crazy. GameStop still figuring out what's going on. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this sit right in the middle for all of the post-market, and then overnight some fishy things happen. We'll see. Still wondering, if it's so good, why is GME not pushing up? Because earnings is something they were ready for. The big E on your screen, note that you see it, I see it, all retail traders see it, all GameStop investors see it, but so does the person who does not want GME to go up. The people who want GME to go to zero see that little E as well, so they were prepared for this. Now you have to hope that they can't handle the amount of orders that do come in. That's kind of what you're wanting from this, is that balance to be completely imbalanced to the buy side. GME making stores similar to the idea of Lego stores. Make it fun. I just think if they would make it, like you're saying, just a little bit more entertaining in the stores, turn it into some kind of entertainment factor to go there, to drive traffic into there in some way, I think that would be cool. But then you're talking of a whole restructure of your stores. I think what they're doing now is saying we got to cut out the bad stores first, then we can develop the good ones, which is, by the way, during Ryan Cohen's stuff and everyone was talking crap saying, oh, this is bad, I'm like, He's doing everything I've ran my own business. He's doing everything a business would want to do. You want to cut off the bad before you start to do the good. It's much easier to cut out the bad, to save money, and then produce going forward. You want to move kind of slowly. It's actually not a bad thing. We're looking at a serious crash. I think that's coming, but we'll see. I wonder how the market, what's volatility do at the end of the day? Did not turn up. What's the SPY saying? Oof. I mean, I know this is including the extended trading hours. I don't really like that necessarily, but we are coming down a little bit. What's NVIDIA doing? Struggling just a little bit. We'll see when volume comes in even further towards morning time. When people wake up in the morning, that's when they're ready to make a decision. Some people like to sleep on it. For every $1 you save, it's $4 in revenue. Well, it probably depends on each business-to-business standpoint, but for the most part, if a store is costing you money and you could put that money to use somewhere else, that's kind of what I think is the smart thing to do. Everyone was talking crap about it. I was like, this is a great business move to have $4 billion in cash, cut out some of your failing businesses, that's failing locations that aren't producing well. Ones that have volume or traffic in them, you can update those and make them into a good thing. I think that's a perfectly fine business plan. I don't think there's anything bad about that. We just got to see if they're able to pull it off. It's a matter of, can you actually pull it off and produce good numbers that are different? Okay, cost of revenue is usually 80% spending to make 20% margin. Actually, that's facts. That's facts. You're pretty much just, yeah, if you think about it from a margin perspective, that makes total sense. I like that standpoint. Oh, it's not stocks on stocks. It's stuck on stocks. My bad. I called you the wrong name earlier. I'm sorry about that. So then it would depend on the margin of the business in every selected, every individual business. But if you're saying the 1 for 4 formula is the probably average there, that makes sense. All right, guys, well, we're watching this thing go back and forth, but I got to get started on tonight's YouTube video, so I'm going to hop off for now, but I really enjoyed this. I think it's fun. I think you're seeing this, and we got to see if something big happens in the morning. Let's turn off these for now. We're going to talk about this in tonight's YouTube video. Make sure you're subscribed for that. As of right now, still looking for that little 30-minute cross. If that 30-minute crosses with some kind of gap up, okay, that might be the moment. Just note, you still have to get above 2906 to see something unexpected, see something a little bit crazy. So thank you guys for showing up today. Really do appreciate it. I think it was a lot of fun. We saw some pretty good signals from NVIDIA telling us there would be some kind of bounce. Look like we've got that bounce. Now we have to pay attention to tomorrow's price action to see what's going to go on, and we still get CPI in the morning, so let's just pay attention out there. Thank you guys so much for joining. Tomorrow will be very interesting. Have fun with the debate tonight. Try not to get too I would say emotional on social media, right? That's something that I try not to do, but I've been seeing crazy things, and I'm not gonna lie, it makes my skin, ugh. Some of the stuff I see out there, I'm just like, oh my gosh, the world is getting crazier and crazier. So stay safe out there is the main takeaway from that. But we'll see if this thing is able to curl up in the morning. As far as it goes, I got to get working on YouTube for you guys to look at some of these stocks more in depth. So got to look through some charts and make sure what I'm saying is overall correct and get my notes going. So thank you guys for showing up today. Really do appreciate it. I hope you guys had a lot of fun, and I will see you next time, aka tomorrow morning and tonight on YouTube. Peace. You're like the Mr. Rogers. I think I used to watch him when I was a kid. Anyway, peace out, guys.